Hey, what's going on, y'all? Welcome back to another brand new Slander movie review. And it is Halloween month. I'm watching as many horror movies as I can in this month here. And besides, there's gonna be a couple that are not horror. But I just got done seeing the 1980s Maniac. Now, this is gonna be a short one for me because this is a one and done for me. It's a cult classic film. It's directed by William Lustig. I forget to say his name. He did Uncle Sam and his last an old film. He also did the Maniac Cop series, which Maniac Cop series will be in the list in the future for me. I don't know if it's on this website here or I can get on DVD or not, but I'm not really looking forward to that. I mean, I will get that eventually in the future, though. This is Maniac. This is basically follows. This is actually the first kind of psychological horror film that I've seen following a killer. You're basically the main setting is the main character is the killer. Frank, I forget his last name, but it's I forgot the guy who plays him. I didn't really care. Uh, he's also the producer of this film, so it's gonna be kind of a shitty review. But then again, this is a one and done for me. You follow him around, and he fucking suffers from a childhood abuse from his hooker mother, which we don't even see. I mean, we see a hallucination at the very end, but we don't see anything to do with that. I mean, he kills people. He kills bitches. Well, then again, she was a hooker. But he kills all these hookers. The first female is a hooker and stuff, and then he kills him, and then he thinks that there's his mother. He looks like a fucking Ron Jeremy reject. Joey Spinell or something like that's the guy who plays him. I don't know who it was. But he basically just, I mean, the way he has a dream of waking up killing people, and then he just gets up and kills people, kills bitches. And he kills one man. He kills Tim Savini, which basically this is the film that I've seen. The shot of the famous shotgun shot the shot to the head, blasting the head of Tom Savini, who was the boyfriend of one of the women he killed, or whoever he was. That's the only thing I knew about this film. As far as the video nasties. And that's why I wanted to check this out. And I did see it out. So it was 87 minutes long. This was a very slow 87-minute film. I mean, he basically kills, he stalks these bitches one by one, and then he finds a photographer because he plays the part of, he's split personality or something. You know, he plays, like I said, a reject Ron Jeremy. He's a big, heavier setter man, and the fucking Ron Jeremy kind of hairstyle in a way. But he ends up meeting this photographer and one of his victims, and then he ends up taking one of the victims. I mean, he can get women just like that, though. It's unbelievable. But it's just the ending. I mean, then he meets up with the photographer, and because she took a picture of him and shit with a boy or something like that, or a little girl like, watch out, little girl. He's very calm in demeanor and shit. But the ending just didn't get me. I mean, he was hallucinating at his mother's grave and shit, and he brought what's her face? I forgot who the fuck it was. I don't care. The last female of this film here, and Rita knew. Rita was the one in the bathtub scene here. But and at the very end, he hallucinates that his man. That's the thing is he has a fixation of killing all these women, taking their scalps, and he has a fixation of mannequins. He buys these fucking mannequins and he puts these scalps of every victim he has, and then he just has every time he gets a kill. Oh, I told you, like I talk to myself, but I don't like talk to fucking mannequins and shit. I talk in my fucking world, my fucking mind and shit. But it was just very weird and just. I don't know. There were some parts that, like, this is kind of a boring film in a way. I mean, I was just ready. I was just here to look at the kills and everything. But the very end, the chick, she's throwing a shovel at him because they're in a graveyard, and he gets his arm like big cut, and you don't see what the fuck. And then he hallucinates at his mother's grave, and her body. And he goes back and he relives of, Mommy, don't put me in the closet. and it has his mom's voice saying, "You're being very bad, Frank." Yeah, his name is Frank. Forgot. But the very end was the most. It was just hallucinates of all the people all the bitches he killed, and then they fucking mutilate his body fucking apart. I mean, this guy, he was looking up every kill. He was looking in the newspapers like Maniac killing here. Oh, he's journaling the streets of New York City, and then he fucking supposedly the police finally come at the very end. He had this very secluded apartment, and it looked like he killed himself. But this motherfucker, after the cops leave and shit, the fucker opens his eyes and it goes to this goes to shot saying Maniac, and there's the end of the movie. His eyes slowly open. So the motherfucker was gonna probably hitch the fuck out of that motherfucker, but he knows that his fucking identity is now been proven or whatever. Now he's probably doing more kills. I mean, we don't know. We don't know. But this film was a one and done for me. I mean, I wanted to check this out. It was an old cult classic. But the kills, my favorite death. I mean, probably the one in the subway, because this nurse thinks she got away from him, but no, and he fucking gets this fucking sword, that was a good death. But he actually keeps one of his victims, Rita, the last chick before the photographer at the very end, where he brings the graveyard. He takes her as a hostage and is like, "I'm just gonna keep you," and he just kills her anyway. But he kept her and stuff. But he was like a real sleazy snob dude. Like the first kill, like the first he does, he gets a hooker and he just says keeps her clothes on and shit, and just chokes the shit out of her. But I really entertained when these 87 minutes? Not really. I just went and watched this movie throughout the film. I just watched it. I watched throughout the film, and it didn't make any sense, but right there. But I wanted to check it out because of that death scene, the kill, the slasher kind of shit. But this is a weird kind of, that's the thing. It was a weird kind. It was like psychological horror. I was really looking for this as a slasher, but it was a psychological slasher in a way. Yeah. But this film, do I recommend this film? I will recommend it on the cult status, just to check it out for once. But 100%, this is not fucking rewatchable to me. I mean, it was kind of fucking cheesy at the end with the fucking hallucinations, and then with the whole fucking mannequins, like he's hallucinating again. It was a pretty bloody. I mean, they took his head off and decimated and mutilated his whole fucking body. But I wasn't really a fan of this film, and I don't really give a fuck. But I do recommend it on the cult status. But this is definitely not rewatchable for me. This is a one and done for me, and I'm glad I was gonna have my buddy Zach here with me to watch this film, and I'm glad he didn't have to sit through this fucking boring piece of shit. Because really, it's just you're following this guy. He's on, and it's just this is a movie to watch if you just got broke up from your girlfriend. Like, oh, and you're having a very bad day and women are rejecting you. Watch a fucking film of guy killing people. Don't have the thought of, oh, I'm gonna kill this bitch. Watch a fucking movie or play a fucking video game. Have the imagination and just do that shit. That's what this movie's all about. But I'm STS. Thank you for watching this Slant movie review, and we'll go on to the next one. But Maniac, more like Shaniac. Cheers.